Hello, good morning, everyone. Do you have a great time in Thailand last night? Enjoy the hotel stay? Eat a lot of local Taiwanese snacks? I believe you do enjoy the hospitality in Thailand, right? So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Arriving guests and the presentation teams, please be seated. The conference will be resumed shortly. So, arriving guests and the presentation teams, please be seated. Please be seated. The conference will resume shortly. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to High School Students Conference on Inquiry on Practice in Relation to Sustainable Development Goals. The fourth presentation session is about to begin. Please be seated. To all presentation teams, please note that each team has 12 minutes to present. A bell will chime 1 minute before your time is up. When you see the sign reading time is up, please wrap up your presentation within 30 seconds to ensure a smooth flow through the agenda. And now, let's have a brief introduction of professors and commentators on the fourth section. Professor Taijiang Li from NCKU. Professor Xie Zhongling from NTU. Professor Wang Haowen from NCKU. Professor Liu Guangyan from NCKU. And of course, we got our Dr. Liao Taigu, Principal Liao from National Tainan First Senior High. So this session is about environmental protection. 4 teams will present to us their innovative ideas. The first presentation is micropaper Daniell cell applicated in chemical analysis, presented by National Pingtung Senior High School. Please welcome them with a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. We are students from National Pingtung Senior High School. Our topic is micropaper Daniell cell applicated in chemical analysis. I'm James, and here are our group members. They are Alan, Leo, and Channing. First, let's look at our motivation and objectives. When we do the chromatography, those multiple samples might overlap together, and it will cause us difficult to distinguish and resulting in poor separation efficiency. Therefore, we drip solution on the filter paper to replace the beaker and U-shaped pipe. By doing so, we can reduce the volume of solution. To deal with this challenge we have found out, we try to discover a new kind of Daniell cell, which is called micropaper Daniell cell. First, let's look at this. This is a traditional Daniell cell device. In this experiment, we need 2 cups of solution and 1 U-shaped pipe. However, this needs a lot of chemical waste. In this part, you can see how we conduct our experiment. First, we design the device by two circular filter paper and 1 strip of filter paper to replace the 2 beakers and a U-shaped pipe. Second, we drip electrolyte solution on both the circular filter paper and the strip of filter paper. Next, we put metal sheets on the circular filter paper as the electrodes. And the last step, we measure the electric voltages and currents of micropaper Daniell cells. And you can look at the schema. Next, I'll invite Alan to talk about this further.
Okay, in part 1 experiment, we focused on optimize the micropaper Daniell cell and output the maximum electric current. We decide for independent variables, and I will talk them in detail later. independent variable 1, type of salt in a salt bridge. We control these variables before we perform each experiment. And according to the results, we find potassium chloride produces a maximum electric current and voltage. It produces 478 microampere. Independent variable 2, types of half cells paired up. We use 3 kinds of metal sheet in these experiments. They are copper, zinc, and aluminum. Through the results, we can know zinc half cell paired up, copper half cell produces the maximum current and voltage. And furthermore, we also find zinc half cell paired up, aluminum half cell produces extremely low current and voltage. We assume that it is because their activeness is too close. Independent variable 3, concentrations of the solution in the half cells. We prepare several different concentrations of zinc and copper sulfate solution. Pairing up 2 half cells, we could get 16 different combinations. According to the results, coupling 2N zinc ion in zinc half cell with copper ion in copper half cell produces the maximum current. And independent variables 4, size of metal sheet as cell electrodes. We use 3 kinds of square-shaped metal sheets in the experiments. They are 4, 16, 13, 6 square centimeter. According to the results, we can get 13.6 square centimeter of square-shaped metal sheet produce maximum current. Among the experiments we did, we speculated, first, different substances might present different movements. And the second, zinc half cell with aluminum half cells has extremely low current. We predicted that it is because their activeness is too close. Third, 2N solution will produce a maximum current because their higher concentrations will increase the collision probability. And the next, under our experiment design, 13.6 square centimeter of square-shaped metal sheet will produce the maximum current. It's related to the high contact area between the filter paper and metal sheet. The last, with just a little solution in the salt bridge and metal sheets, the device actually complies with the principle of green chemistry, prevent waste. Then we make sure use of this device with the optimum conditions to develop a new analysis method, which will be introduced part 2.
And next, I'm going to talk about the part 2 of our experiment. First, because of the different molecule weights and the shapes and dissociation degrees, we want to take advantage of the above features to analyze and identify the substances by our micropaper Daniell cells. And next, this is the structure of tazrazine and nucleoxide. In these parts, first, we assume these 2 compounds will dissolving in water into the sodium cations and the corresponding anions. And we also assume the generated anions with a specific color will extend toward a cation. And next, this is the schema of part 2. First, to help us observe the movement of the currents, we change the distance between the 2 circular filter papers to 2.5 centimeters. And then we use a capillary tube to spot a small amount of the pigment onto the middle of the filter paper. And then we connect the 2 half cells with a wire and observe the movement of the currents. And this is the result of part 2. First, this is the tazrazine movement. And you can scan the QR code on the button and you will see the movement of tazrazine. And in this part, the yellow anions will extend at the rate of 0.102 millimeters per second. And next, this is the movement of nucleoxide. And in this part, the nucleoxide will extend at the rate of 0.081 millimeters per second. And this is as we predict. The yellow anions will move quicker than the red anions. And we know that the anions of pigment compounds with specific color will move toward the zinc half cell and show a viewable track on sheet of filter paper without extra internal electricity. And we demonstrate that every ions will move or extend in different speeds because of the different substance. And next, my teammate Channing will talk about the conclusion.
And okay, I'm going to talk about our first conclusion. And our experiment is compliant with the SDG 6.3, improving water quality through measures such as reducing pollution. Since we use the filter paper to replace the beaker and the U-shaped pipe, we only use a small amount of solution. And then, eliminating waste dumping and minimize the release of hazardous chemicals and materials, aiming to have the proportion of untreated wastewater. Although the zinc sulfate solution and the copper sulfate solution is a toxic solution, but after a well recycled, and they won't pose a big threat to our environment. And next, our experiment also complies with the SDG 9.5, enhance scientific research across all nations and elevates technical capability in industrial sector. In our experiments, the Daniell cells has really a potential to analyze an unknown substance. And best of all, it did not have the external electricity. And then this complies with the two principles of green chemistry, prevent waste and design for energy efficiency. And in the future, we hope that this kind of device can be used in the education aspect and let many students know that not only chromatography, but also our Daniell cells can, but also our chromatography can analyze the unknown substances. And then, best of all, we hope that this kind of device can be used in research aspect and for the scientists and researchers who face the same problem when the chromatography doesn't work, and they can take advantage of this device as an alternative. And next, this is all our references. All our picture and our information are come from here. And thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Pingtung Senior High School, for your presentation. The next team comes from National Tainan First Senior High School. The title of a presentation is Coastline of Tainan Under Climate Change, Taijiang National Park. Please welcome them with a round of applause.
Hello everyone, we are from Tainan First Senior High School, and today we want to talk about the coastline of Tainan under climate change. And here are our members. And before we start, we need to consider the importance of coastline protection. There are three major reasons. First is ecosystems. Tainan is a gathering area for various ecosystems, including wetlands, marine environments. At the same time, aquaculture is one of the key industries of Tainan. And the ocean erosion will impact this sector significantly. And additionally, the sea level rise caused by global warming is threatening the safety of coastal residents and wildlife. We hope to compare domestic and international cases, linking them with SDGs 13, 14, and 15 to find feasible solutions for these problems. We divided Tainan's coastline into 6 parts, and most of them are facing the problems of ocean erosion and other issues. Here are our findings. The first one is long-term cost. This, just like the picture shows, last year, the Typhoon Dosuray made a gap in local windbreak forest. And this highlights the problem that here faces. And the second one is payment tidal land cost. During the winter, the monsoon wind blows sands onto the road, causing inconvenience to the locals. And the third one is payment and Chigu Lagoon cost. The biggest problem is local sandbar decreasing due to the lack of sand. And next one is Dingtou sandbar to Zhenwen River coast. This area's coastline is decreasing due to the same question that the Chigu lagoon is facing, the lack of the sand. And next one is Zhenwen River to Anping Port. There are not significant sand beach in this area, but there's still some erosion in this area. And the last one is Anping Port to Eren River. Due to the JT effect, this area has shown some erosion. And however, protective engineering efforts have led to some improvement. After we analyze the coastline, we choose the Chigu Lagoon as our target and try to find ways to address the problem. Now we need to talk about sandbars, how they are formed and why they are important for coastline protection. A sandbar is a landscape formed by winds and waves. When they bring sand from the land into the sea, and the sands accumulate on the seabed. After a long time, this special landform serves as a natural protection for the coastline. And give it next.
And the connection between coastal retreats and sandbar conservation. The sand dune and vegetable on sandbars can reduce energy of waste, serving to protect the coastline. Without the protection by sandbar, coastline will be directly exposed to the continuous pounding of waves, resulting in more severe erosion. And the issues which the Chigu Lagoon face. First is ocean. Under continuous tides of erosion, although the sandbar absorbs a portion of energy of waves, shouting the coastline, but their area has been shrinking year by year in recent time due to decreased sediment from rivers, making it difficult for them to maintain a dynamic state of balance like before. Second is wind. Taiwan faces many typhoons in summer and the winter monsoons every year. This causes stronger waves and wind erosion, which increase the thirst to sandbar. And third is man-made activity. Groundwater extraction by fish from coastland subsidence, which lower coastal elevation and retreat coastline. This pushes sandbar away from the mainland, reducing the sediment supplies from rivers. Consequently, sandbar will shrink. And now let's look at what Taiwan do to combat erosion. 外山顶 sandbar. 外山顶 sandbar is the largest sandbar in Taiwan, and it faces similar erosion issues. They use dikes like Tainan, but incorporate more natural methods such as bamboo piles and soft structure, which are more environmentally friendly. Then let's look at what other countries do. The UK Neptune Coastline Campaign. The National Trust accepts coastline change and focus on protecting non-eroded areas. Singapore. They built new sea walls, promontories, and restore mangrove forests to combat predicted sea level rise. Northern Ireland. They first tried fighting the rising sea with windmills and dikes, but it didn't work out. Instead of building higher dikes, they decided to move people out of lowest area and let nature do its thing. Southern Ireland. To protect the delta, the Netherlands implemented the delta plans. These plans not only prevent delta from saltwater flooding, but also use upgradable gates to protect unique natural environments during natural disaster or high water events. This case shows various approaches to coastal protection, from accepting natural change to implementing large-scale engineered solutions. And next, welcome the next member, Hou Shiyu.
Now I would like to tell you about how we currently protect coasts and also give some suggestions on how to improve our coasts. Presently, the main ways to protect our coast are by building offshore jetties and sand replenishment. These methods are popular because they're much cheaper and easier to do, but they might not always work well. Then how can we make our current coastal protection methods better? Things like offshore jetties and sand replenishment can be improved by using more eco-friendly materials and techniques that mimic natural processes. This way, we can create systems that are more natural and effective. Another great idea is to use nature-based solutions. For example, planting wild sugarcane on sandbanks can help stabilize the coastline and offer extra ecological benefits. These natural methods not only protect the shore, but also boost biodiversity and create healthier ecosystems. We also need to tackle the root causes of coastal damage, like groundwater overdraft and global warming. By reducing carbon emissions and promoting, we can improve these problems. And here's the conclusion. To protect our fragile coastal ecosystems, like wetlands and mangrove forests, it is crucial for maintaining biodiversity and natural balance. This is important not just for the environment, but also for the overall health of our coastal regions. Balancing environmental protection with the economic and social needs of coastal communities is essential. This ensures long-term sustainability and helps us protect coastlines while supporting the local population. It's important to involve residents and communities in the decision-making process. By doing so, we can make sure that the measures are tailored to the unique needs and concerns of the community, leading to more effective and sustainable outcomes. In sum, keeping Tainan's coast safe requires a multifaceted approach. By enhancing existing methods, integrating nature-based solutions, addressing root causes, protecting ecological balance, and engaging the community, we can develop a comprehensive strategy that safeguards our coastlines for future generations. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, National Tainan First Senior High School. The next one comes from Wen-Hua Senior High School. They are going to speak upon From Trash to Splash, Art and Experiment. Please welcome them with a round of applause.
Hello everyone in attendance. We're students from Taijiang Wen-Hua Senior High School. I'm Donna.
I'm Penny. I'm Sasa.
Our project is titled From Trash to Splash, Art and Experiment. Here is our table of contents. Please take a moment to browse through it briefly. We'll then offer detailed explanations. First, I'm going to introduce our project, explain why we started this project and what we did. Since the Industrial Revolution, changes in plastic use and Production method and economy structures have profoundly increased the environment, leading to widespread marine waste and increased production of plastic and disposable products. Along with advanced fishing technologies have led to this issue. Fishing gear like nets often ends up in the ocean, endangering marine life through entanglement or ingestion. Here comes a statistic figure. In Taiwan, from January 1st, 2017 to January 1st, 2024, plastic accounted for 47.4% of the waste collected, highlighting its persistent environmental impact. As high school students, we are dedicated to reducing plastic use and raising awareness about marine waste. Despite our challenges, we aim to promote sustainable practice and drive possible change. Through beach cleanups, we saw the scale and causes of marine waste firsthand, and we transformed collected debris into an art exhibition at school to educate other schoolmates about ocean pollution. We also survey the impact of our efforts on their attitudes toward plastic use. Additionally, we created eco-friendly straws to mitigate plastic pollution and promote sustainability. Second, I will share the beach cleanup experiments and how we made our marine debris exhibition. Early in the morning, we gathered at school and took a bus to Shengang for a beach cleanup. We received instructions on what to collect and started cleaning. On the beach, we found a lot of plastic items, styrofoam, and household waste. After cleaning up most of the beach, we measured and sorted the 85 kilograms of trash we collected, with 75% of it being plastic products. After collecting marine debris from Shengang, we planned an art exhibition for students and teachers. Before starting, we decided on a message for those who didn't join us, and took a look at what waste we have available for use. Take our artwork for example. We named our artwork 社会, 社会, based on its theme and created a poster to expand our concept. The piece depicts marine waste shaped like fish, symbolizing land as a miniature decaying society due to human pollution. The background, styled like an Instagram template, suggests people may prioritize documenting rather than solving issues when encountering such debris. And we enhance everyone's impression of these artworks through dynamic presentation by inviting the first grade as our audience. Now, Penny will introduce the analysis of the questionnaire.
Hi, I'm Penny. I'm in charge of analyzing the result of the questionnaire. After concluding the marine debris art exhibition and the dynamic lecture, we collected some feedback through the questionnaire. Below, we discuss the result of the feedback on the marine debris art exhibition and the dynamic lecture, and whether it has raised students' awareness of the pressing issues. Firstly, regarding the effectiveness of the dynamic lecture, we found that more than half of the students who participated in still remember the marine debris art exhibition 3 months later. This shows that oral presentations can enhance the audience's impressions. Through these artworks, we not only hope to deepen students' understanding of the impact of marine pollution, but also to raise their awareness of SDGs we focus on. According to statistics, the most concerned SDGs sub-goals are closely related to environmental ecology and water resources, aligning with our philosophy. Not only during beach cleanups did we find that plastic waste accounted for a large proportion, but in the questionnaire, students also pointed out that most of the marine debris artworks use plastic materials. Additionally, we discussed the school's plastic-free fair, asking students if they noticed that plastic and paper products were the most used during the event. Feedback from the students on the exhibition shows that some artworks could directly reflect issues we encounter in our daily lives, enabling them to gain a deeper understanding of the impact of this waste on us. Through the dynamic lecture, we found that its impact on students was profound. More than half of the students retained an impression of the exhibition 3 months after it ended. This lecture method can deeply enhance memory of marine debris in students' mind, making them more aware of topic and linking it to the SDGs sub-goals related to marine ecological protection. The Marine Debris Art Exhibition not only showcased our concern for marine debris, but also presented these issues profoundly through artworks. The themes of the works are directly related to daily life, allowing the audience to feel this impact of this waste on their living environment, further prompting them to reflect on reducing plastic use. Observing the marine debris elements we collected during beach cleanups, particularly the frequency of plastic use, is closely linked to the school's plastic-free fair. These elements were not only used in creating marine debris artworks, but also directly promoted a consensus within the school community to reduce plastic use. Through the Marine Debris Art Exhibition, we hope to convey the concept of starting from individuals in daily life. We should actively reduce the use of plastic products, always carrying reusable bottles, containers, and straws. Next, Sasa will introduce the straw experiment and draw a conclusion.
I'm Sasa. I'm responsible for introducing the edible straw experiment. I'd like to share with you the process, findings, and adjustments we made during the experiment. Our goal was to create a straw that can be eaten, which could help reduce plastic waste and fight plastic pollution. We ran 3 experiments. In the first one, we used a formula from our teacher. The materials included gelatin powder, agar powder, jelly powder, gummy candies, water, thick plastic tubing, plastic wrap, and thin straws. We mixed 40 grams of water with all the powders, then heated 200 grams of water until it started bubbling. We added the mixture and stirred it until smooth. After cooling, we poured the jelly mixture into the plastic tube lined with plastic wrap to prevent leaks. Once the jelly partially solidified, we inserted a thin straw in the center to create a drinking hole and then refrigerated it. The first experiment didn't go well. The jelly broke apart when we tried to remove it from the mold. We researched it and found that the 3 powders affect the jelly's brittleness, hardness, and flexibility differently. In the second experiment, we added 3.5 grams of jelly powder to the original formula, but the jelly straw still broke apart inside the tube. In the final experiment, we went back to the original formula and added 20 grams of gummy candies, aiming to balance brittleness, flexibility, and elasticity. This time, we successfully made a 10 centimeter long edible jelly straw. We also changed our methods. In the first experiment, removing the jelly from the mold was hard. In the second experiment, we found that the uncut tubing worked better because there were no gates for the jelly to leak out. This experiment taught us a lot. Our activity showed us the urgent need to cut plastic use and protect our environment. We held a marine waste art show to raise awareness. We urge everyone to join beach cleanups, see the waste problem up close, and take action. Our data shows more people now understanding the severity of marine waste and want to help. We hope more will join us, bringing attention and solutions. With ongoing efforts, we believe we can raise awareness and encourage action to protect our marine environment. Next, we'll move on to the suggestions. Our suggestion will be divided into 3 levels. The general public. They can participate in beach cleanups and adopting reusable products to reduce single-use plastic and support eco-friendly brands. Enterprises can use recycled materials and implementing recycling programs like Uniqlo. The government should promote awareness and enhance international cooperation.
Let's hope we can all work together to protect this unique and beautiful planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Wen-Hua Senior High School, for your wonderful presentation. So the last presentation team from this session will be delivered by another team from National Tainan First Senior High School. They will speak upon crises faced by the black-faced spoonbill population and solutions, taking Tainan area as an example. Please welcome them with a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. We are from Tainan First Senior High School. Today, we will be presenting our study on crises faced by black-faced spoonbills in Tainan and their solutions. I am first speaker, Wu Junyu. This is our table of contents, including an introduction, main body, improvement measure, and Taiwan's current occasions, and project suggestion. Our purpose is to contain the SDGs 7, 11, and 15, and reference to other countries to solve the problems by black-faced spoonbills. And every September and October, they will fly to Tainan to spend the winter. Over years, he is become to of Tainan's iconic animals, but they face ecological threats from botanizing and solar panel installations. This is, as you can see, the chart. We focus on distribution map of black-faced spoonbills in southern Tainan in 2019, 2021, and 2020. And you can, in the picture on the right, you can see the red and green parts have dropped significantly. When they are poisoned by botanizing, their level will be polarized and unable to fly. This is what happened the black-faced spoonbills in the picture, and he finally dropped in the water. And in order to achieve the sustainable development and green economy, Taiwan began to develop green economy. The solar power is highest proportion of renewable energy generation. And you can see the Tainan is the highest proportion in the picture. However, but that affect to black-faced spoonbills habit, such as Duja and Dongshan in Qigu. Okay, next, welcome to next speakers.
Okay, I'm going to introduce about some improvement measures, and I'm going to start about two countries that for example, one is the Korean case. Well, Xinwanjin in South Korea, that is one of the Asian most important migratory habitats, contains over 50 million of migratory birds. So it is an important environment, not only for Asia, but for the world. However, 1989, the Korean government wants to boost their economy, so they want to transform the Xinwanjin. So they start to destroy the habitats. Of course, the projects face some opposite from the local fishermen and the Korean Federation for Environmental Movements. You can see the photo there. Well, they fought for many years, many years, but eventually they failed. Now the Xinhuanjin becomes, they called, the land of the dead, because there are no migratory birds living here now. You can see there are no creatures living here now. But did their success boost their economy? No, the foreign investment didn't come to Xinhuanjin. So they neither improve their economy nor protect their habitats, which is a big failure. But in Japanese cases, the Toyota is a home to some of the Oriental white stork. The Oriental white stork is a migratory bird. The home is not only Japan, but also Russia and the north of China. Because of the war, during the World War II, to gain the resource, the Japanese government land destroyed the habitat and after the war, the usage of the pesticides that led to the extinction of the Oriental white stork in Japan. But as I said, the extinction in 1971. But in 1955, they knew that their creatures were in danger. Yes, so they want to solve these problems, but I said they failed in 1971. So how to bring them back to life? Well, they went to Russia and get some birds, those Oriental stork from Russia, and raise them in Japan. And they spent about many years to raise them, and finally, they've success. So, now in today, that those Oriental white stork is still in Japan. And I think that it is a good example that Taiwan can learn from it. So, what can Taiwan do, and what is Taiwan going to do, or his current actions? It is what I'm going to tell you about in number 4. Well, number 1, in Tainan, they plan for the national parks and protected areas. Well, in 2002, Taiwan established the Black-faced spoonbill Nature Reserve in Chigu, Tainan. And after 7 years, in 2009, it became the Taijiang National Park. Well, there are 4 items for the Taijiang National Parks. 1, protect wildlife habitats. And 2, provide a place for academic research and education. 3, develop sustainable ecotourism with the local communities. 4, integrate reserve into community. Well, besides this action, they have another, establish man-made wetland. Well, as you can see, Taiwan has many wetlands, especially in South Taiwan. And those wetlands are important habitat for those migratory birds, which is very, very important. So, by establishing the man-made wetlands came to many benefits. 4 benefits: providing habitats, of course, promoting biodiversity, protecting endangered species, and the last one, purifying water. Well, although they have some advantage, there are some shortcomings for Taiwan's current actions. One of them, and the most important them, is the solar panel. Well, nowadays, people say they want to have the green energy. So the Taiwan government set many solar panels in Chigu, which restricts the habitat of the black spoonbills, not only for the black spoonbill, but also other creatures. So I think that this is Taiwan's problems for doing this. And I suggest them to improve it as soon as possible. So, the number 5, project suggestions. And I will let my friend or my partner to introduce this.
Hello everyone, I'm Wen-Hua. In this part, we will provide some suggestions to our government to improve the living environment of the bills. And the first one is water quality control. In recent years, Taiwan industrial development has been very rapid, leading to a swift economic growth. This sounds wonderful, but it has caused some concerns. In fact, many factories will discharge large amount of polluted water into river or the sea, leading to it kills the fish in the water and pollute the water source, leading to a black-face spoonbills facing the issue of having near full no clean water. So we believe that government should control the water quality. And the next one is preventive measure. In 2002, a severe botulism outbreak affected the black-face spoonbills, and with as many as 90 birds poisoned. To prevent such a tragedy from happening again, we believe the government should regularly check the health of the black-face spoonbills and administer various vaccines and inspect their habitats for any abnormality. And the last one is regulation of quantity and density of solar panels. And in Tainan, the number of solar panels has excessive, encroaching on the habitats of black-face spoonbills, forcing them to migrate to other areas, and leading to a decrease in their population. So we believe the government should take action on this. And here is our conclusion. To protect Tainan's precious ecological environment, we need to continue striving and seek the innovative solution to this, and to protect the Tainan's precious ecological environment. Only working together can we ensure that Tainan's ecological environment is protected. And this is our presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentations from Pingtung Senior High, from Wen-Hua, and from Tainan First Senior High. I do believe all of you have done great efforts preparing and conducting the research and doing all the presentation in a language you might not so familiar with. So now we are honored to invite the 4 professors and accommodators to offer feedback to the presentation teams. So please join me in a big round of applause to welcome professors, Professor Cai Qunli, Professor Xie Zongling, Professor Wang Haowen, and Professor Liu Guangyan. Please give them a big round of applause.
I do appreciate the section 4, the 4 groups presentation. Okay, today the presentation I can see the 4 group in this morning is for the section 4 already improved a lot on the staging performance, because you just try to not keep seeing the cell phone, and you also can see the can come to the stage to show your confidence. So I'm going to give a very good, perfect example for the last group from the National Tainan for the senior high school, the second speaker. Who is the second speaker? Okay, you can see him. He just knows he didn't see anything from the cell phone, and he can walk around on the stage. So I mean, the perfect example to show your confidence when you can present. Okay, so probably you want to know the professional comments from our professors. Now I'm going to sincerely invite our first professor, Professor Xie, okay, to give the comments. So let's give applause to welcome the Professor Xie.
Good morning, Principal Liao. Well done. Okay, another day and another set of good presentations. Okay, I'm going to comment on the first one, the Daniell cell applications from the Pingtung high school, okay, senior high school. I'm particularly impressed about the multi-layered of the research project. Where are you? From Pingtung? Yes, because initially I thought you were doing the battery study, okay, just designing Daniell cells. But as the presentation went, okay, I found that the Daniell cell is just a tool because you use a Daniell cell to really try to separate substance, okay, and try to mimic the functionality of the chromatography applications. So I think that's a very genius design because, as you mentioned, that it fits the SDG goals, okay, of 6.3 and 9, okay, in terms of reducing the waste, okay, the material waste, the water waste, and also you have industrial innovations, okay, on your project, okay. And so you started with, studying the parameters of batteries, try to optimize the batteries, and then you use a salt bridge as a media, okay, diffusional media, okay, and then you can separate different chemicals, okay, based on, although you use just like a basic, like a pigments or like a color chemicals and try to demonstrate the idea. But I think it is a very simple way to showcase a very complicated idea, okay. However, the diffusional behaviors of your salt bridge, I think still can be improved because if you study closely, the mass transfer of materials, okay, depends on many factors. For example, you might be able to tilt 2 electrodes and the gravity will help you to move the materials, okay? So in terms of mass transport, not only the diffusional diffusivity, but also you can also consider other sort of mechanism that help you to move the material. For example, gravity or some kind of streaming, okay, design in order to separate the substance further, okay? But as I said, it is a very, very smart experiments, and I like the systematic nature, okay? But you study the parameters one by one, okay, including the, the optimization of the batteries, okay, in terms of the pairing of electrodes, the size of your metals, okay, metal plates, okay, and the chemical, the electrolytes you use, okay. And I think there's one more aspect that you might want to look into is how long, how steady the current, the voltage can last, okay, because you only use few, you just weight the papers basically, and how long the longevity, the lifetime of your current, of your voltage, the steadiness, okay, is the key to have a good separation, okay, and how long can your device last? I think you can bring the lifetime parameter into your study as well. But overall, I think it's a perfect experiments, multi-layer experiments, okay, to demonstrate the ideas of your SDG goals. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor comments for the Pingtung Senior High School. Next, I'm going to invite Professor Wang to give the comments. Let's give a applause to welcome the Professor Wang.
So thank you. So Principal Liao, and so where's group 2? So group 2 is there. Okay. So I will make comment on your group. Okay. The first, I think in general at all, I think I forgot to mention yesterday. And from your paper form, I would suggest for your affiliation part, probably you can to write the details from which high school. I mean the full name, because probably you can read through even from the email or from some abbreviations, you know which high school you are, but others, they don't know, right? So it's very important, I mean, because that is not only presented by yourself, it's not for your internal group, it's in the, now it's an international events, okay? So probably can improve this. So not only for their group, I think other groups probably you can also revise and also check your paper form. And I think back to your topic, it's a very broad topic. It's also a very interesting topic, and also it's a very important topic. Because the coastline changing, I mean, now it's not only happening in Taiwan, I think in Japan also, in Vietnam also. And we always want to, I mean, it's before, we always want to against the nature power, right? We want to keep our life safety, and we want to keep our economy rise. I think the group, the three, also mentioned the case, what is happening in Korea. And so that's why you try to analyze. I think from your reference, you really check some different reports from the, no matter the government or the national park, and you try to point out what's the reasons leading to the coastline changing, okay? And because now you connect to the climate change. But I think you can, I think I will try to give you some solid suggestions. First, would be nice you first part to present for all audience, where is the Taijiang National Park? You didn't do that. That's a little bit pity part. Because I think not only the student from Japan or from Vietnam, they didn't know where is this. I think eventually probably some Taiwanese students, they didn't know that either. Okay, it's very, very important. And the second, I just wonder why you chose Taijiang as a area you really concerned, because that is, because from your talk, you also mentioned some coastline in Tainan, but it's out of Taijiang. And that is also very important because we are also interested about these issues. And no matter, because you mentioned, I think the major you mentioned on the sandbar, you want to, it seems like you want to, from the area of the sandbar changing to reflect the global or the climate. But I would suggest you also can, because if you try to point out from your slide where is the Taijiang National Park, you will also point out where is the Zhengwen River, okay? Because I think before, because in the upstream part of Zhengwen River, so half century ago, so our government set up the Zhengwen Dam, water dam, right? And that is also one part, it's blocked. It's really blocked, the sand, small rocks, and all other resources coming from upstream to the coastline part. Because that also the important part where the sand and the rocks come from, because we use the manpower to block it. So that is one part, why the coastline couldn't expand. That is one part. The second part, yes, I do agree with climate change, but the climate change also coming out the sea current change, also have some manpower construction. That also change some local turbulence of the sea current. So that will change the sea land or the sandbar distribution pattern. Okay, so that is one part. Probably your group, if you are interested about this issue, you can spend another few months to discuss with this. It will give you some new ideas. Also, it's like really the project learning. You can really, after your high school time, when you are going to universities, you will be more independent. You also will have your ability to challenge yourselves with some different topics. In general, I think I do really like your talk, and yes, I think you can discuss with the other group students, probably can improve yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, professors. I want to give the comments to the Tainan, National Tainan First Senior High School. And the third one, I'm going to invite the Professor Liu to give the comments. So let's give applause to welcome the Professor Liu.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to echo Professor Chai's comments on the second member in the final team. Let me show another case as a demonstration. Because you remember the second member always walk around and not to read the notes on the cell phone, right? And one more thing you can improve. Where is team number 4, the second person? Yeah. In fact, I want to show you another way. Actually, you did a good job, and you know which person is the key person in this room. The audience? Yes. And another one. Principal, okay. So if you are the speaker, why not just stand in front of your principal and give you his big memory, a beautiful memory of your performance. So right now, I want to walk to the group number 3. Where's group number 3? Yes? All right, you did a good job. Very great job. So I want to give you some comments because I was inspired and astonished by your performance, not only to your test, your topic, but I think you really practice a lot. Yeah, okay. So about your performance, I think you deliver one very important thing is how we can do the critical thing here is the critical thinking. I think the main idea you want to deliver is how to practice 3R. I don't know whether you know the 3R, the recycle, reuse, and reduce. About your topic, you want to save the pollution, right? You want to create some artwork to bring the beautiful something to the life, right? Okay, so this topic is easy to record the awareness and the sympathy about the water pollution. And by doing what? By bringing your work to the stage so people can now understand what is the final work, right? So it's a good demonstration, good job. And the second thing I think about the art. Sometimes if you have time to do this, the problem is you cannot do it twice. Even you will know you use the ocean waste. You can prepare something like this, but how can you do it twice? The next stage maybe you can think about is how to make it as a product, or how to use this ocean waste as an exhibition every year. Maybe this year you have the performance like this. How about make it a competition or an exhibition every year in your school? So this activity can continue from this year to next year. Yeah, every year you can have this kind of activity if you really want to follow. And one more thing I can address is, of course, water, the ocean waste is important, but another thing I can remind you is about the city rebuild or the renewal of the city. Because again, I'm an associate professor from the Department of Civil Engineering, so I want to bring some message to you. In your title, it seems that the trash is from the ocean because of the human-made product, but it become a trash. But how about the renewal of the city? If you want to rebuild your city, especially in northern of Taipei, Taipei City or the new Taipei City, what do we want to do? We want to rebuild our city. Then what we will get before you rebuild? You have to demolish the structure, right? You have to demolish the old building, and you will have many trash, right? So here I just give you another example. If you already pay attention to the environmental protection, there's another issue. maybe you can continue, you can follow. So ocean protection is one of the important issues, and the city rebuild is also another issue, because we will have many demolished trash, the concrete, the bricks, how to use that. Again, that is the 3R issue, right? Reduce, reuse, and recycle. So I think the 3R really echoes the goals of our SDGs. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Liu. Okay, and it's my turn. I'm going to give the comments to the last group from the National Tainan for Senior High School. Okay, and besides your statements, performance is very good. I think two things also very good. The first one, the topic you choose is about for the breakfast. Spoonbill, particularly only have in the Tainan city. So you know a lot of the birds lovers, they always come to the Tainan to see the breakfast spoonbill. Okay, so it's actually the topic is very fast to the Tainan local, and your suggestions is going to have a good implication to the Tainan city government. And the second thing is that in your research content, you also do the international comparisons, because we know that this bird just fly from Russia and places like Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. So you do the three countries international comparison on the policy to protect the breakfast, the spoonbill birds. So it's very good. Okay, and since it's I know all the people come to this conference is like a very real conference. So I'm going to give two feature suggestions for you doing better research. The first one is that because your topic is about the solutions, so if we are saying the solutions, you have to provide the very good evidence to convince people to believe that the policy you propose is really the good policies. Is really the solutions. So this is very important. I mean, this point is also very important for everyone. If your research is doing like the solutions, or you are going to use the statistics to convince the audience to believe your suggestions correct. So I do believe that the statistics before policy and after policy is very important to provide. Because in your group, you say you propose the water quality control is very important, right? So I do think in your research papers, you have to to find the data or to find the statistics to show the Tainan city river, how water pollution is now, and maybe you say you can suggest Tainan city to how to improve the water quality control. So this is very good, the suggestions for your future study. And as I'm saying that your group is doing very good on the international country comparison, right? But for Japan, Korea, and Japan and Taiwan, actually the good thing is for your future research, if you want to do the international country comparison, you have to compare it in terms of the one thing or in terms of one same policy. For example, if you say you want to suggest government have to take care have to concentrate on the water quality control, right? So you can see compared Tainan city or Japan one city and Korea one city in the different cities, but the river, the air, water pollution, how is the current situation? Okay, and maybe you have found that if you want to propose the new water pollution control, then after this policy, how is it improving? Okay, if it's the significant can improve that water pollution, that means your solution is great. Then you can use the statistics convince the audience to believe that your suggestions is very good solutions. So this is, I'm saying that because currently we already have the 13 group to have a presentation, right? So some group has just use your hands to show your evidence, okay? And some groups are doing use the data and to use the data description to show your research. But if you just only use your ideas or your suggestions to show your ideas, just remember that statistics is very important, okay? Can show you more confidence and you more evidence to convince people to believe your presentation. Okay, so that's my comments. So I'm going to invite our three professors or the principal Liao. Do you have any comments? Okay, okay, Professor Xie.
I just want to praise the third team from Wen-Hua. Okay, I think your project is on the scale, the grantors. That means you involve lots of people in your project. For example, you start with lots of people collecting waste, okay, on the beach, and then you put a big survey to, survey the idea, questionnaire to survey the ideas of people, and then you demonstrate your art, okay, or your concept to, I think, to your school, right? To the first year, the juniors of your school, right? Okay, you demonstrate the ideas, right? Yes, okay, I get a picture. So, I mean, as I say, it is the grantors project because it involves lots of people. You must put in lots of times and effort in order to disseminate, to communicate the concept to, to other students. So I think the humanities and cultural aspect of your project is well thought, and it deserves a praise. Thank you.
Thank you. And Professor Wang or Professor Liu, do you still have comments? Okay, Professor Wang.
Just one very minor point for the Wen-Hua is here. I think because following the Professor shares, because some data, what you present, what you analyzed today, and is from group people help you, right? Probably you can put one acknowledgement there. And also, because that will leading for all the audience, all the other students knows, and we always put the concern in our deep mind, so where is the data from and what we should do and what. I think all the figures and tables you really wrote very nice, and also you rewrite, redraw the figures by yourself, right? And you mentioned that. That's a very good point. And also that can give the hint to other groups. It's also very important where's the data from, and if you really cite this data from other papers, you can really put right it. We call that citations, okay? It's very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Wang. Thank you, Professor Wang. Professor Liu, do you say that? No? Okay. So I do think for the session 4, all the 4 groups are doing very good job. Okay, thank you a lot. Okay, thank you.
For professors and commentators' comments and feedback, quite insightful and thought-provoking. Thank you so much again. And so next one, presentation teams for the 5th session. Please sign one of your members to come to the front desk to make sure that your presentation slides are okay with our staff here. So one member from each team for the 5th